Good morning, everybody. We are now in the city of Lod, where last night Arab terrorists, they rioted here. They burned cars, they launched a pogrom against the Jewish civilians of Lod. I'm going to go ahead and take you through a quick little walk through. Alright, we're now in Lod, in the city. Lod is 15 minutes away from Tel Aviv. You could see here the smoke is still burning. Come take a look at these cars. Completely destroyed, completely burnt. Arab terrorists last night, and terrorist is the word, there's no other word for it. Terrorists last night launched a pogrom against the Jewish population of the city. They burnt down schools, pre-army academies, attacked people, you see here. Burned tires, closed the entrance to the city. And here's the crazy part. You see this building? This nice, gorgeous, beautiful building is the new municipality building in Lod. Which means, as you saw earlier, and I'm going to take you back here again, right in front of the new municipality building where workers are actually working right now, Arab terrorists rioted last night. The police were nowhere to be found. They destroyed the entire block. They destroyed, look at these cars. Let me show you again. Look at these cars right here. Completely burnt to a crisp. Chanting Allahu Akbar, chanting Free Free Palestine, waving Hamas flags. That's right, we're talking about Lod, 15 minutes from Tel Aviv, in the heart of the country. Terrorists freely waving Hamas flags. They went on the totem poles where the Israeli flag was hanging and they replaced it with the flag of the PLO, the Palestine Liberation Organization. Complete chaos. Unfortunately, the police, who we love and we support, were nowhere to be found, or they didn't have enough force in order to quell the riots, or the pogrom. And again, this is the new beautiful municipality building in Lod. Millions and millions of shekels. You see the Israeli flag up there. And right here is where the Arabs, one of the spots where they are rioting with impunity. Right in front of the municipality building. Burning cars, chanting Allahu Akbar, burning stores, burning Jewish businesses, breaking the windows on Jewish cars. And today, the city canceled all the schools, all the kindergartens because of the riots. My kids now are not in school today because Arab terrorists were rioting, and now we have to pay the price. I'm just going to take you through a little walk through here. You see here is the municipality building. We're going to walk through now from the Arab neighborhood. We're going now towards the Jewish neighborhood where I live. I'm going to show you some more things that happened here last night. Again, you have here hundreds and hundreds of Arab terrorists rioting with impunity, raising Hamas flags, burning cars, breaking windows of buildings, doing whatever they want. And unfortunately, the police were not able to contain them, or they were not enough. They were unable, unwilling, I don't know. We love the police, but they were just not effective last night. And the Jews were the ones to pay the price. In the heart of the city, now schools are canceled. My kids are at home because of this. Last night was a war zone. Last night my kids didn't go to sleep. They couldn't sleep. There was explosions starting from around 10 o'clock to probably around 2 o'clock when I fell asleep. They were continuing to go on. It was nothing short but a war zone here last night in the heart of the country. 15-minute drive from Tel Aviv. Again, we saw the cars that were burnt. We saw that the municipality is right over here, the new municipality that the city invested millions of shekels in. And right in front of it last night, the Arab terrorists were rioting. They were waving Hamas flags. They were taking down the Israeli flags and switching them with the flags of the Palestine Liberation Organization. Here, you have one of the main streets leading out of the city. And terrorists last night, they burned tires, they set up roadblocks, and they closed off the roads effectively for everybody, Arabs and Jews alike. But of course, Jews were the ones to bear the brunt of it. While they were waiting, Jewish cars were smashed. I'm going to take you now to a street next to my neighborhood where all the cars that were there, the Arabs came by and broke the windows, broke the mirrors, shattered their windshields. And again, unfortunately, people were calling the police, but the police were nowhere to be found. So that's why it's important to get out walk around, don't be afraid. If we let in, if we give in, they're just going to do more. If we give in to this terrorism, it's just going to get worse. When we say that Jews can't go up to the Temple Mount on Jerusalem Day, then they riot on the Temple Mount and then attack Jews outside of the Temple Mount. When they cancel the Jerusalem Day flag march because they're afraid of terrorism, it emboldens the terrorists and then they do more. And this is exactly what we're seeing right now. And by the way, if you ask yourselves, what does Jerusalem have to do with burning the first grade class of a school? Meaning, why do these Arab terrorists, if they care so much about Jerusalem, why do they go to a school where 5-year-olds and 6-year-olds study and burn it down? Why do they go to synagogues and burn it down? Why do they take Torah scrolls and burn it down? And the answer is because it has nothing to do with Jerusalem. These are terrorists, and all they do is hate Jews, and that's the point. Now, over here, it's the start of one of the Jewish neighborhoods, and this is where Jews who live in these buildings park their cars right over here. I'm going to show you where they park their cars. Sorry, there's a lot of noise right now. Gonna wait till the truck passes us. So this street is where Jews who live in these buildings park their cars. Last night, they get reports, all of their windows were broken, their mirrors were broken off, their windshields were shattered, and all of them moved their cars. Either took them to the mechanics, moved them somewhere else, and the cars that are here are likely owned by Israeli Arabs. And again, this is happening in the heart of the country. Don't tell me that it's happening all the way in the south or in the north, which of course is just as equally important. As you see, there are still things happening in the city. Just hours after, I want to go ahead and go back to the spot where one of the riots, the main riots, took place. And again, you see here, this is one of the Jewish communities, one of the Jewish neighborhoods, and we're walking another maybe 200 meters. 200 meters to where Arab terrorists rioted. They waved Hamas flags. They burnt a police station. They burnt an actual police station down. They burnt down on the other side of the neighborhood, which is around a 10-minute walk. That's where they burnt, you can see pictures of this. That's where they burnt a pre-army academy, and they burnt down a school, first graders, second graders, third graders, an elementary school. They burned it down. I don't know, maybe they think there's a connection between the school and Sheikh Jarrah or Jerusalem. I don't know, I can't find that connection. I don't know why first graders having their classroom burned is going to help Jerusalem in any way, but that's just me. I might be mistaken. Maybe someone else here could help me. Balagan. He says balagan, balagan. Of course, it's not everybody. It's always important to know we want to live in coexistence of the Israeli Arabs that want to integrate in the country and help build the country. We embrace them, but unfortunately, there are many, many that don't want that. And they don't understand that they live here in paradise, equal rights. They live here like kings. They would go to Syria, to Jordan, to Lebanon. They would be oppressed. They wouldn't have free rights. They go here in universities. They drink the fancy coffees in Israel. And then they come at night and they riot. They wave Hamas flags. Hamas, who earlier this week, one of the leading members, went on Hamas run TV and said, buy 5 shekel knives and cut the heads off the Jews. That's what he was encouraging people to do, to buy knives. He was like, they're only 5 shekels. Just spend 5 shekels to buy a knife and cut Jews' heads off. I'm going to take you here one more time back to where we see the cars. And again, this is only one little point of the city that this happened. Here is the municipality building. Again, gorgeous, millions of shekels. It's brand new. You see the flags there. And right outside of it, Arab terrorists are rioting with impunity. The police are nowhere to be found. They burn down the street. They burn down cars. They burn down Jewish businesses. Why? Jerusalem. What does this have to do with Jerusalem? I don't know. The obvious answer is it has nothing to do with Jerusalem. They do it because they're terrorists and they hate Jews and they want to see us leave. But we're not going to leave. We're not going to leave. We're going to walk here proudly. We're not going to give in, because when you give in, that makes it worse. When you give in to terrorism, you embolden the terrorists, and things like this happen. When you don't let Jews go up to the Temple Mount, period, especially on Jerusalem Day, you embolden the terrorists more. When you don't let Jews pray on the Temple Mount, when you say they're visitors there, yet these terrorists go on the Temple Mount and do whatever they want, destroy our archaeology, burn whatever they like, wave terrorist flags, it just emboldens the terrorists. Here, you have workers now from the municipality, I believe, fixing one of the signs here that was burnt. You see here on the floor, you still see here the charred ash from all the burns last night. You see? I'm going to take you here again to see the cars that were burned by the terrorists, and they're terrorists. There's no other word for it. There's no other word for it. See the sign? This is Sahel Street. This is IDF Street. They ripped off the sign. Let me show you. There's another sign here. IDF Street. It is completely destroyed. They ripped it off. Here are the cars that was burned. That were burned. You see here a lot of photographers taking pictures. I'm going to show you to another spot. Again, this is only a small little portion of what happened here last night. On the other side of town, it's much, much worse. Let me show you here. I'm going to go a little closer. There you go. How does burning junk and setting tires on fire help Jerusalem? I have no idea. I don't know. That's just me. I don't know how setting ablaze an elementary school helps Jerusalem. But again, that's just me. If anyone here has a better idea, then write it in the comments. Let's figure it out together. But I have no idea. How does lighting these cars ablaze, how does destroying Jewish property help Jerusalem? I have no idea. How does canceling school for the entire city, how come my kids now are not in school? How does that help Jerusalem? I don't know. I have no idea. See, people here taking pictures. And again, we love our policemen. We love our security forces, but they were nowhere to be found last night, unfortunately. And when they tried to fight back, they didn't use the necessary means. Flashbang grenades. They just don't work. It didn't work. We were hearing explosions all night. It sounded like a war zone here, but it didn't deter the terrorists, because the terrorists know that we are not going to do what needs to be done in order to stop this terrorism. And what needs to be done is very simple. You raise your hand against any innocent civilian, innocent property, then you should deserve a bullet. That's very simple. And I don't think that's extreme in any way. If you are going to destroy someone's life or someone's property, then lethal force, I believe, is definitely necessary, at least shots to the leg at the very least. Unfortunately, there's a lot of international pressure. We know how the media frames things. Arab terrorist riot, Jews respond. Arab terrorist riot, Jews respond. And of course, the Jews are the ones that are guilty.